Hope you're all well today. Today we're going to go through my ladder predictions and season predictions for the AFL in 2017. Obviously, the 2017 season is upon us, and I thought I'd give you my predictions for this year. If you do agree or don't agree, let me know. Comment below and we'll see how we go. Number 18 on my ladder for 2017 is Carlton. Their pre-season form hasn't been too good, getting smashed by St Kilda and Melbourne. They played well against Freo, but with their young list and a few inexperienced players going around, they will look good for the future, but for now they will be, unfortunately, the wooden spooners for this year. Brownlow chance. Patrick Cripps, probably the obvious one there. Number 17 on my ladder for 2017 is Brisbane. Obviously down in the dumps over the last couple of years. I'd say they're on the up. They might get 5 or 6 wins this year, so hopefully they continue to improve. A Brownlow chance for them would be Tom Rockliff. He is obviously a fantasy pig. So if you have him in your AFL fantasy team, good on you. If you don't, probably get him in now. I know I don't. That's because my team's too good. Number 16 on my ladder for 2017 is Gold Coast. With Gold Coast, it's hard to tell. You know, every year they start off pretty well and then they just get injuries and then injuries and then more injuries, and it just keeps dragging on until they end up dropping down the ladder. So they're going to be number 16. Brownlow chance is Gary Ablett. 15 for 2017 on my AFL ladder is Essendon. Finally, the drug saga is over. Finally, they can continue on getting all their players back, and hopefully building on to a successful future for them. I know a couple of people that are Essendon supporters, so hopefully for their sake they continue on. 15th, they might get 7 or 8 wins this year. This probably going to take time to gel together. So, 15th for them, and Brownlow chance, Zach Merritt and probably Dyson Heppel, I'd say, would be up there if they were to win. Now this one, number 14, could go 2 ways. They're a team that, you know, started last year brilliantly. At the top of the ladder, didn't lose a game until round 10 or 11. And then they just won 2 games for the rest of the year after that. We're lucky to make the 8. North Melbourne, I think, will drop significantly. A lot of North Melbourne supporters will probably disagree. You have good players on your list. You have the group to take you further. It's just whether or not they want to and continue on. But Brownlow chance for that. For North Melbourne, probably Andrew Swallows, Jack Seabour. Moving along to number 13, it's probably the most disappointing team of 2016, the Fremantle Dockers. They were savaged by injuries last year. Didn't really impress either with any sort of new talent at all, except for Blakely, who I had in my fantasy team, and he dominated, so I was quite happy with that. But back to the point, Freo will be 13th. I hope they improve. They are coached by probably one of the smartest people in the AFL with Ross Lyon, so unfortunately he doesn't have a premiership next to his name, but that could change, but not next year. Not this year for 2017. Brownlow chance, well, there's no one really other than Mr. Nat Fyfe. Number 12. Probably the most up and down team in the AFL. Probably the most disappointing team in the AFL. It's a team that I haven't really liked. But obviously, you know, I'm a Port fan. So, you know, the 2014 elimination final, really a good one to watch. Sorry, Richmond fans, I'm sorry. Richmond obviously will finish. They'll be up there. I mean, their pre-season form's been really good. They just lost to Collingwood. They bet Adelaide. They bet Port Adelaide. So you'd hope that they continue on. Obviously, with Damien Hardwick, an ex-Port Adelaide player, as coach, I really want to see him do well. So hopefully there's a top 8 spot on the horizon for Richmond fans, but I have them at number 12 for 2017. Brownlow chance as well, Trent Cotchin and Dustin Martin. Number 11 on the ladder for 2017 is Collingwood. They'll probably start really well this year. They'll probably win 7 or 8 games from 2 or 3 losses. First half of the year, everyone will be like, yes, finally, Collingwood are back. And then they'll just die. Because that's what Collingwood do. They start really well and then they just go back to fairyland and don't do nothing for the rest of the year. Obviously, last year they were savaged by injuries as well. So hopefully for them and for their fans, they're up there winning a few games and hopefully pushing for the top 8. But I have them at number 11. And for a Brownlow chance, Scott Pendlebury, I reckon, probably be up there. Maybe Tal Adams too. Number 10. It's the best team in the land. No, I'm not kidding. It's Port Adelaide.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
My boys. 10th, I'm hoping for top 4. Lol. Probably, it's Porter hard. Even as a fan, they're just hard to read. You're probably going to see them between 6th and 13th, depending on injuries, depending on form, and depending if everyone gels together. So let's hope for us, and let's hope for our fans' sake, that we do really well. I'll do a preview video for the 2017 season separate for Port, so we won't spend too much time on them. So Brownlow chance, I've got 3. I think Travis Boak, if he plays well for the full year. Robbie Gray is always getting votes, so he'll definitely be up there if Port play well. And the smoky for me, going on his pre-season form and he's building for the last couple of years, is Ollie Wines. I have him in my fantasy team too, so hopefully he does pretty well. 9 on the AFL ladder for 2017. I've got Melbourne. They're pushing. They could be in the top 8 this year. Results won't go their way, I don't think, in a couple of occasions, so that's why they'll just finish outside. Probably them and St Kilda will be up and down, changing through to see who gets in the 8. But have them just falling short. I really like Melbourne, I really do. So I hope for them and their fans' sake that they get into the 8 for the first time in a while. Brownlow chance for me, probably Nathan Jones or Jack Briney. Number 8 on my 2017 AFL ladder is St Kilda. Really impressed last year. Really like the way they play. And with players like Nick Riewoldt, Jack Stephen going through their list, they're going to be a force in the next few years, especially with Richo as their coach. So St Kilda's number 8. Brownlow chance for me would have to be Jack Stephen. Even though Nick Riewoldt polled a lot of votes last year, I think Jack Stephen, he could possibly take the cake as well. 7 for 2017 on my ladder would have to be Hawthorn. I'm sorry, Hawthorn, yeah. I can't see them improving. They scraped into the 8 last year, I thought. I can't really see them. I mean, with their list, they're still good. They're champions. But they're falling away a bit, and I think losing Sam Mitchell and Jordan Lewis as well might take a toll, and I don't see them doing much. They'll make the 8. They'll probably be a tough top 8 side to beat, even though they'll be 7th. But you never know with Hawthorn. Brownlow chance as well. maybe Tom Mitchell, a bit of a smoky, maybe Isaac Smith too. So number 6, we're going with Geelong. Not much to say about Geelong really. I mean, they're just always in the top 8. They got some good additions over the last couple of years in the trade period, so you might see that in full effect this year as well. But yeah, Geelong, top 6, home final. Hopefully they do it at Cardinia Park. But yeah, I don't see them. Them and Hawthorn really might be the ones to drop off a bit during the year. Geelong didn't win a game in their pre-season in the JLT series, so you might see them drop down a bit, but they'll still be a force in the top 8. So Brownlow chance as well. Well, it'd have to be Patrick Dangerfield, wouldn't it? He could go back to back. You know, maybe might get 40 votes. Definitely got him in my fantasy team, though. I mean, he's going to be my captain and probably get another 300 points every week. Number 5. Everyone knows the other team in the South Australian team-wise. This team I hate. I don't like their fan. I know a few Crows fans and I really like them personally, but you know, Crows as a whole, they'll probably finish 5th. Depending on injuries, they might even drop further. Fingers crossed. But no, they'll be a force, and they could be in the top 4 if everything goes their way again. No injuries, they'll probably rise. Probably higher into the top 4, maybe even top 2 if they win all their home games and collect a few away wins as well. But yeah, Adelaide, they'll be 5th. Home final, they'll play Melbourne if the ladder goes their way. And all I can say is good luck, St Kilda. Brownlow chance for Adelaide as well would have to be Rory Sloane. Blonde Bombshell was fortunately ineligible for last year's Brownlow because he got suspended. Obviously, it was Brad Evert's fault. Number 4, the Western Bulldogs, premiers of 2016. They finished 8th, 7th last year. So I'll see them in the top 4. They'll be away though against GWS, and obviously they bet GWS in the prelim last year up at where is it? Skoda Stadium, I think it's called. So the Bulldogs, they could be a back-to-back team. It'd be amazing because they're probably outside of Port my second or third favourite team because the way they play, the way, you know, and they even got the Bont too. I mean, how could you not love the Bulldogs? Speaking of the Bont, here's my Brownlow chance for the Bulldogs as well. So Bulldogs will finish 4th and hopefully back-to-back. Three on the list for 2017 and a real smoky for this year. I can see the West Coast Eagles really pushing for a top 4 spot. The inclusions of Sam Mitchell as well. Obviously they don't have Nat and Newey, but they've got other assets in there. Giles played really well against the Crows last year at Adelaide Oval. So the West Coast Eagles could really push for a top 4 spot and possibly be a premiership chance. Now that I say that, they'll probably drop down and not even finish in the 8. But for the fans' sake and for the club as well, with the inclusion of Sam Mitchell, they could really push the likes of GWS Sydney and the Bulldogs as well. So for them, Brownlow chance as well. Well, since they've got Sam Mitchell, he's probably another Brownlow chance for them, and Matt Prittis as well. You could throw in the likes of Shuey and Gaff too, but they're probably 2 of the main ones. The top 2 now. Number 2, and it'll be a top 2, and you can see where I'm going. You probably, as you've watched this, realise that there's 2 teams left. Duh. And they're the 2 Sydney teams. So number 2, Sydney. They're just champions. They've obviously been the bridesmaids of the last couple of years against Hawthorn and the Bulldogs as well. So hopefully for them, they push up into, and obviously they're a grand final chance. So You never know with Sydney. They could drop too. A couple of injuries might hurt their chances, but I can't see that happening. They're a pretty well-oiled machine up there, Sydney, so they'll finish second. Brownlow chance, well, it'd have to be the three big midfielders, wouldn't it? Josh Kennedy, Dane Hanbury, and Luke Parker. They'd probably be the three. You might throw in Buddy too if he kicks 80 goals and runs through the midfield as well. So here we go. Number one. Obviously, everyone knows who it will be. And if they do not finish first, it'll be the biggest disappointment of 2017. They're the Giants, the GWS Giants. They'll finish first, probably take out this year's premiership, and 2017 will be a waste of the year because everyone predicted the premiers in October last year. But in all seriousness, GWS, they've come from nowhere really, and the way they play, they've got great players across the board, defence, midfield, forward line. And if you're a GWS fan watching this, I'm jealous because obviously we had this in 2014, Port Adelaide, and they didn't take their opportunities and should have probably been in the grand final. But to your credit, you're a fighting force, and this year you'll be premiers. And with a Brownlow chance, Caniglio and Dylan Shield as well, Callum Ward. I can't remember anyone else, so we'll leave it at that. Moving on to the all the other predictions. So obviously premiers for 2000. No. Wow. Every video English is just not my forte, but what are you going to do, eh? Premiers for 2017 will be the Greater Western Sydney Giants. With the smoky of West Coast, and obviously the Bulldogs could be a chance to go back-to-back too. Brownlow. Now, this is interesting, because last year we had a runaway winner, obviously with Paddy D. I've got the Bont this year, but, if GWS play well, then obviously one of their players will be picked for the Brownlow. Rory Sloane is another one that could possibly be a Brownlow chance as well, if he gets his body right, or his just not his body, just his face really. And the other one would be Patrick Dangerfield. I mean, you can't look past Danger, so they're probably the three that could win it. But obviously every year's unpredictable, so you could pick anyone really from any side to be up there, besides Carlton, because they won't win much games. I'm sorry. Obviously I mentioned 18th will be Carlton, so they'll win the wooden spoon. But you guys will be fine. Just stick in there, you'll be right. I mean, you bet Port last year, so every time someone beats Port Adelaide, it's usually a pretty good win, so lucky you. Coleman medal for 2017, we will go with Buddy Franklin. He could possibly win. Probably kick 70, 80 goals, but then, you got the likes of Josh Kennedy as well, over at the West, kicking 70, 80 goals. The only one that seems to kick bags of 8, 9 and 10 every single year. So they're my Coleman medal. Rising star for 2017. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. But I'm going with a little bit of biasness here. Just a little bit. Sam Powell-Pepper. I think we will have our first Rising Star winner in 10 years' time, and Port seem to win it every 10 years. 97, you had Michael Wilson. 2006, you had Daniel Pearce. And 2017, Sam Powell-Pepper. So just before we wrap up today's video, I'm going to leave you with the headline for 2017. 3 words, short and sweet, and you probably won't pick this, but the headline for 2017 is 3 coaches gone. Damien Hardwick, Nathan Buckley, Ken Hinkley, out. Well, thank you very much for watching for today, guys. Let me know your appreciation. Let me know your predictions for 2017 in the AFL in the comments below. This is basically all my opinion, so don't go hating, as I've had a couple of times already. But yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Hope your team does well in 2017. And from me, I'm Anthony, and go the Power.